It's week 9 of the NFL, and we'll see James Conner. You look at league leaders and see his name, third best in the league coming in. It's the Cards and the Bears, next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cardinals offense heading out, and they do so behind Kyler Murray, their dynamic quarterback in his 6th season now from Oklahoma.
And now that he's back at full health, they're expecting Kyler to get back to being the superstar playmaker that they drafted. Make no mistake about it, when he's fully healthy, there aren't many quarterbacks who are as dynamic as he is. And if he's able to stay on the field, this team has a real chance to make some noise.
They'll start with the option, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Conner. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 3rd down and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. That's Zach Pickens in there to finish that play off.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and the Bears take over. So the Bears ready to go on offense, and it's the number 1 overall pick leading them out, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC, Caleb Williams.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Garrett Williams, the one who was there on the coverage. You look at this Arizona defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Here's Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Off the bootleg, it's Williams. A pass complete to Odunze. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw, it's Williams. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Murray. Keeps himself upright. Flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd and 4. Throwing is Williams. A quick throw there is incomplete.
How about the show put out by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch. And that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And a short pickup to about the 25. A check on the numbers last week for Connor. Very, very strong. Well over 100 yards.
He should get the ball early and often here, too. I mean, when you're riding the performance of last week into this game, his confidence level has to be off the charts. Go ahead and keep feeding him.
Snap comes to Murray at 1. His throw incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a 1st down.
This is all about finding the open space in the middle of the field. How do you do that? One way is through play action. That's going to freeze those linebacks for just a split second, and sometimes that's all you need. They run a deep in route behind them, and it works to perfection.
Throwing now is Murray. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Murray again. This is Connor. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Again a run with Connor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Connor. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Murray. That's complete to Michael Wilson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 20-yard line. Murray now. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense and Marvin Harrison Jr. headed onto the field. And he's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, so to no one's surprise, his name sits near the top of the list in terms of most receptions by a wideout this season. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, Murray. Caught by Wilson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Murray going to throw. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. On now, the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, he finds Moore. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw him there.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
He'll start the drive with a give to Connor.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st. To throw, it's Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Montez Sweat able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Murray. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
66 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Allen's first catch, good for a 1st down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a 1st down.
To the air, Williams.
Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's more. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
To throw, Williams.
And he's going to have the hook up to Scott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set.
Touchdown, Bears! Cole Kmet. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Byron Coward, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A final shot before half from Murray. Screen pass to Connor. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Terry McLaurin leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Working out of the gun, Williams. He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Here's Williams.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
Zaven Collins
drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Here comes Gorge on the return.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Conner going to get it again on 2nd down.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Murray.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
2nd and 6.
Conner up the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And to the left side here, Wilson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now a handoff coming left, Conner. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 13-yard line.
42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Conner. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do this thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he'll take this down to the 33. Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Williams. Throw out wide is incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will tie things at 17 all. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
He's got McBride here over the middle.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Zach Pickens picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray caught. It's Wilson. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Throwing now is Murray.
Pass complete there to Harrison. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Murray now to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run behind center with Connor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So on is the kicker, Chad Ryland, in a big spot.
This to break our fourth quarter tie. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the fourth quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they'd missed that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They'll look middle here and give it to Odunze.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams.
He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore.
Down the right sideline.
And finally down at the 9-yard line.
A lot of great quarterbacks from USC. Here's another one. The rookie's got a first down.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams.
Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
They'll run here with Swift.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the...
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Rome Odunze
from 8 yards out.
And the Bears have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the fourth quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the fourth quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
Santos with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray headed back out onto the field. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Now Murray.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
To throw is Murray. And his throw here is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Play fake. Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Fielded at about the 28. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Bears offense and DJ Moore headed back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. From the 35, here's a 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Williams. He's got the connection to Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Chicago.
Play action. Now Williams.
And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
On play action, here's Williams. He'll find Swift out of the backfield.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
Now it's Swift.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here comes Swift.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Cardinal offense takes back over. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Delay of game, offense.
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Still 2nd down.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
62 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Murray going to fire this out to Harrison.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
On play action, it's Murray. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off.
And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Here's Swift.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Swift will take it in. Touchdown Bears. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Kyler Murray now in the Cardinal offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 1:50 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Got counter.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
The Bears offense ready to get going again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run here with Swift.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
So it's the Bears who come away with a victory, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, he was just on target all afternoon with 3 touchdown passes. They couldn't find a way to stop him, and ultimately, he guided them to victory.
So for the Bears,
a loss would have really hurt, but as it stands, it's an important win as they move to 3-5 on the year.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.